These kids can be so inspiring. So when you do work with them and you really can break through that protective barrier that they put up in front of themselves, when you can get in there and really start to see the real person behind the abuse, behind the trauma, these kids are amazing. Their hearts, like, I don't know how many kids told me that they wanted to grow up to be a counselor because their counselor was so important in their life. They wanted to be doctors because they always felt like the doctors never listened to them and believed them, so they wanna do something different, right? They wanna be teachers, they wanna be heroes. They wanna have these jobs and these dreams where they can help somebody not go through what they went, and it's so inspiring when you work with them and you talk with them and you realize, yeah, these are real kids who have real dreams and real ideas of what their life could look like and how they could help society if we would let them.
Right. I mean, I feel like so many times when people come from trauma, sometimes the most beautiful things can come from it just because now you know what's needed out in the world.
Yeah, you do. And if you haven't experienced trauma, it's hard to understand. It's hard to understand what happens. But getting a little scientific here, but trauma, especially when it happens in children, it physically affects the way the brain develops. So I have a graphic I use when I'm teaching my foster parents, and it shows the size of a 3-year-old brain of a child who's never experienced trauma, and it'll be like this size. And then I have a graphic of a child who's a 3-year-old who experienced neglect, and the brain literally is this size. And it's because the brain is not growing because of that neglect. Our brain is made up basically, our brain grows the more experiences we have. And those experiences can be positive or negative, but there's also parts of our brain that need to be fed in order for certain things to develop, like our prefrontal cortex, where we make all of our decision making. In order for that to grow, the child needs to be able to have some control in their life. Well, a child of abuse or neglect doesn't have control, right? Everything is happening around them, but they're not in control. And so they're not making lots of patience, but that brain actually can grow. And so one of the advantages of moving a child into a new home is those new experiences.